Hello, dear friends. Today we are going to talk about the art of gratitude, the art of giving and the art of receiving. I chose this topic because some of my friends had challenges that I used to have about setting up their own boundaries and figuring out what they should do when it comes to receiving some help and when it comes to giving their time, giving their resources, and actually when enough is enough. I want to tell you that when it comes to giving, it is not just one side that benefits, it is actually several sides. It is the person who appreciates, who receives the gift, be that time, be that advice, be that encouragement, be that money, when it comes to some kind of investing or some kind of philanthropic or even humanitarian activities. However, there is also the side who gives and who feels good because he or she gave. Donor, investor, friend, family member, doesn't matter. In any interaction where people give and receive different resources, two sides benefit. And actually, people give because they want to make an impact, they want to make a difference, and at the same time they want to feel good about that. So that's very important when we consider how people and why people give and why people receive. The second thing I want to emphasize to you is that people who are high achievers, most of the people who watch these videos are high achievers, and when I say that, I mean people who are not satisfied by the status quo and people who want more from life, who continuously learn, who improve themselves every day. Sorry. And I really want to stress out that it is hard for us as high achievers to ask for help and to ask to receive something. Again, the resources I mentioned earlier. And the best way to learn how to do that is by first forgiving ourselves for not being perfect, accepting that, and realizing that nothing's going to happen in a negative way to us, nothing bad is going to happen to us if we ask for help. We are only just going to benefit from that. And even if the person we ask for help doesn't help or screw us over, sorry my language, we will learn something and we will benefit in the end. We will learn not to ask that person for help again or to fine-tune our intuition for future when this person, the similar kind of person, may approach us and may enter our life, and we will react in a different way. So that's something that happens very often. I also had a difficulty in asking for help and figuring out that actually it is a sign of strength when you ask those who know better than you, or when you don't use your own skills in the sense of figuring out everything yourself and solving problems in that way. When we solve certain challenge, let's say an intellectual challenge, we do a completely different task at work that we never encounter. There are several approaches to do that. One of them is definitely asking for help. The other one is to figure it out ourselves, no matter if it's time consuming, no matter how many resources it takes, how much time. And another way to do that is obviously to kind of read and kind of immerse ourselves in the environment. However, one of the best ways to do that is probably to ask an expert about that, because those people may have shortcuts and may give us within a short period of time incredible amount of knowledge and resources. Of course, it is our responsibility that we build up upon that knowledge and not just to take what they gave us. What I also want to emphasize to you is that the beauty of gratitude, the beauty of art and the art of giving and receiving is that we are not alone in that process, and that it helps us figure out our emotions. Apart from the interactions with other people, we may learn to give to ourselves, and we may learn to incorporate gratitude as one of the most delightful emotions. I'm looking for the perfect word. As one of the most, as one of the emotions that is highest in the hierarchy, in the sense of that is one of the purest emotions. And I had one situation where one of my students, I used to teach at university at the moment, was very determined about getting something from life in terms of the career, and which will in the future lead to a professional job. I mean, professional career on a much higher level than it's typical for a person from Serbia, given the fact that it's entry jobs, and the person, if got what he or she wanted, would actually benefit immensely and would shorten the path towards a more lucrative and successful career. Unfortunately, the person was very far from getting that, what was the desirable outcome. And obviously, that individual was very anxious and very angry. And I realized this energy. I realized that that was the case, that I saw that energy. It was so apparent that the outburst of anger is going to happen. And I told that individual, I'm not using gender specific words on purpose, as you can tell, that obviously the negativity is coming from the area of heart, from the area of chest, and that nobody is going to benefit from that, and that a smarter technique, smarter strategy should be used if that person wants to achieve something better in the future, or to try to do and achieve something else in the future. And I told him, it is incredibly important that you start being grateful for everything you have in your life, because when you are angry, you cannot solve a problem. And the best way to stop being angry and to stop being negative about your life and to stop seeing all the shit things you apparently have, it's always over exaggerating. Things are not that bad as we think. We just see them as such. In order to stop doing that, you should make your breathing different, and you should start thinking and even writing down or saying things that you're grateful for. Why? Because you cannot be angry and grateful at the same time. Fast forward several years, the person got what they wanted, but the emotions that person has in the life haven't changed. The person is still angry with life, the person still thinks that nobody is capable of supporting him or her, and the person still searches for something external and says, when I achieve this or that, I don't want to emphasize goals, material ones, it's not relevant, I would be happy. I realized at that moment, because not all of my students change. I also have things that I have difficulty changing and improving in my life. And I realized at that moment that all of us are responsible for our actions. And that if you had a mentor, if you had a teacher, it doesn't have to be an official teacher. Sometimes it's a boyfriend or a family member or girlfriend, aunt, boss, whoever. If you have a teacher in your life and the teacher gives you something to learn from, it can be also a challenging situation. It doesn't have to be words of encouragement, hope, or any kind of help. And you don't appreciate it, and you don't use it, and you don't apply it. And different scenarios start to happen in the future. The thing is that nothing's going to change, and don't be surprised that same things are happening again and again. And this is something I really want to draw your attention to. It's impossible for us to be angry and grateful. It's impossible for us to be impatient and grateful. It's impossible for us to be pissed at life or other people and grateful. The most beautiful way to start our lives is to be grateful for everything we have. Yesterday I had a situation that almost made me cry because I realized how happy I am that my family is still here, all of them. And that is something that we very often forget in professional context. And that is something we very often realize it is not to be shown, it is not to be displayed, it is not to be emphasized, because we are all so strong, beautiful, fantastic on social media and in real life. The thing is, we need to be true to ourselves. And the beauty of giving and receiving is sometimes to acknowledge we didn't get something right from the first time. It was not as easy as it seems, and we are just starting out. In the sense that giving uplifts our world, and that giving helps us create the world better than we found it, I want to conclude this video and to wish you an amazing weekend, an amazing first day of the rest of our lives. Thank you.